listeners, welcome to DDM Health News Update today on our program, Your Health, Your Wealth. I often remind you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diphtheria Digital Media, so as to get the latest on health news. Wow, listen carefully what we have today. In a bid to address the dangers posed by diphtheria, the House of Representatives has called on the relevant federal government agencies to carry out a mandatory immunization, testing and treatment of Nigerians suffering from the disease across the 774 local government areas in the country. Wonderful. The resolution of the House followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance during Wednesday plenary sponsored by the member, Mr. Beatrice Lowry, representing Demsa, Numan, Lamurde, Federal Constituency, Adamawa State. Diphtheria, a bacterial infection caused by Corynebacterium species, has become a critical public health issue since the first outbreak in Borno State in 2011, which claimed about 21 lives. The outbreak's current resurgence poses significant threats to Nigeria's already overburdened public health system. The disease, which affects the nose, throat, and skin, and in severe cases, the heart, is transmitted through respiratory droplets, contaminated objects, and crowded, unsanitary environments, making it spread particularly rapid among children and those with compromised immune systems. That is weak immune. Speaking on the substance of the motion, the People's Democratic Party lawmaker noted that diphtheria thrives in Africa due to low vaccination rates while remaining virtually absent in countries like the United States of America and Europe, where vaccination coverage is high. You can see the reason why Nigeria needs this vaccine. You can't find such in America or Europe. He noted that the disease primarily threatens unvaccinated individuals who travel internationally or come into contact with infected persons. He said, the House is aware that in Africa, nations such as Niger or Gabon have reported outbreaks with only a handful of confirmed deaths due to effective vaccination coverage, early detection, laboratory confirmation, and availability of antitoxins and antibiotics for treatments. The question goes, does Nigeria have all this? Okay. In a stark contrast, Nigerian statistics paint a dim picture with thousands of reported cases and associated deaths due to the low or abstinence of vaccination. We are alarmed that from May 2022 to February 2025, Nigeria has reported 41,978 suspected cases of diphtheria from Bauchi, Borno, Jigawa, Kaduna, Katsina, with Kano, and Yobe states, accounting for the highest number. That is numbers like 24,062 and 5,330 respectively. You can imagine. Most cases were children aged 1 to 14 years, and only 19.7% were fully vaccinated, resulting in 1,279 deaths within this period. God have mercy. We are concerned that if nothing is done, the high case fatality rate could worsen and spread outside of the states already impacted. The states I just mentioned. Underscoring the urgency of improving on the low vaccination rates, ineffective antitoxins and treatments, and delay in clinical detection and test confirmation that fueled this outbreak. The motion was overwhelmingly supported in a plenary session presided over by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, that is Mr. Tajuddin Abbas. Following the adoption of the motion, the House called on the Federal Ministry of Health, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, and the National Health Center Development Agency to enforce the mandatory diphtheria immunization, testing, and treatment across healthcare centers in all 774 local government areas of Nigeria. Like I said, it is mandatory. So please, if they should come to your place, don't forget to adhere to that. It also tasked the federal government of information and national orientation to raise public awareness through sensitization campaigns regarding the dangers, symptoms, and transmission modes of diphtheria to prevent further spread and fatalities. These are the reasons I often remind you guys. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to get this great news. It's further mandated that the House Committee on Health and Health Institutions to assess the level of compliance with the mandatory diphtheria immunization, the capacity of health institutions to effectively respond to the current threat of diphtheria spread across the country, and report back within 4 weeks for legislative action. That's great. Next, the clinical physiotherapist, Mr. Tunji Olaoshun, has said that traditional physiotherapy is gradually becoming obsolete as the field shifts towards regenerative physiotherapy, which focuses on long-term healing rather than just pain relief. In an interview on social media, Healthwise, Olaoshun, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Electoral Aesthetic Palace LLP in Ikeja, Lagos, said physiotherapy has evolved with the times and finally found its place in the future of medicine. According to him, regenerative physiotherapy and advanced practice where non-invasive regenerative equipment is used to stimulate the brain and body to initiate healing itself has become the future of treatments for joints, nerve, tissue, and brain conditions. Wonderful. Really, Nigeria is improving. Traditional physio that simply delivers pain relief and cleverly shares away from brain stimulation, even though it is a fact that the brain remains responsible for most disorders affecting musculoskeletal, is no longer an acceptable standard of practice. The future is now regenerative physiotherapy, which combines regenerative technology with physical therapy to achieve real repair and healing. In fact, Mr. Lushun explained that regenerative physiotherapy works by non-invasively stimulating the body's production of growth factors, reducing oxidative stress, and producing anti-inflammatory agents needed to repair damaged tissues. We use high-end physiotherapy machines that go 10 to 12 centimeters deep into the body to reduce inflammation and trigger healing at the cellular level. These machines do what manual therapy cannot do, Olaoshun added. He said that the regenerative medicine includes techniques like stem cell therapy and platelet-rich plasma, which are now used alongside physiotherapy for better results. However, his clinic uses non-invasive technologies, eliminating the need for surgical procedures. Wonderful. If you are coming to us with osteoarthritis, we are not just managing pain. The machines we use create microfractures along your condyles that promote the body to release stem cells through blood perfusion to the affected areas. These cells then heal the arthritis without new replacement surgery. These are the things he explained. He also noted that Electro Aesthetics Palace LLP its partnership with a global original equipment manufacturer, BTL, is currently one of the only centers in West Africa offering this type of advanced physiotherapy. Commenting on the challenges facing physiotherapy in Nigeria, Olaoshun said that the migration of trained professionals, stagnation in educational awareness, and reluctance in acquiring improved knowledge, a practice common amongst Nigerian medical professionals, coupled with outdated equipment in government hospitals, have limited access to quality care. He advised Nigerians to seek out regenerative physiotherapy when traditional methods fail. Please don't forget to take note. As we age, over 65% of what we need is physiotherapy, not more drugs. Yes, The more we age, the more we need physiotherapy. Drug absorption becomes a problem, and side effects can complicate existing conditions. So, regenerative therapy offers a better path. Also speaking, he urged Nigerians dealing with neurodegenerative, mental health, autoimmune disorders, vascular disorders, traumatic, metabolic, or other mental health conditions such as dementia, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, to consider the long-term benefit of regenerative physiotherapy, even though it may not be accessible to everyone for now due to the cost. Of course, I believe that the cost is very high. But population medicine, which most hospitals practice, is not enough. Regenerative physiotherapy is a specialty practice of advanced physiotherapy and is now available in Nigeria. So, if you can access it, don't forget to go and do your physiotherapy. Up next, the Bayelsa State government said it is to attain 100% coverage in the National Immunization Plus days after it recorded 98% coverage in the first round this year. The NIPDs, that is the National Immunization Plus Day, that is the NIPDs program, was conducted from May 3rd to 6th across all 8 local government areas in the state. And the Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Ekurodapo, said the goal was to achieve 100% in subsequent immunization campaigns. Furthermore, a statement released by his senior special assistant on media, Dubara Atasi, on Wednesday said Ekurodapo made the disclosure at an enlarged meeting of the state's task force on immunization in Government House on Tuesday. He expressed gratitude to the World Health Organization, the United Nations International Children's Fund, the Ministry of Health, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, and other critical stakeholders for the feat achieved so far. The Deputy Governor, however, urged them not to rest on their laurels, as much still has to be done for the state to achieve its target of 100% immunization coverage. Ekurodapo underscored the need for early preparations ahead of the second round of 2025 NIPDs scheduled for July, and assured that funds would be released for the program. Funds will be released for the program, and it will later than not higher or less than 2 weeks before its commencement. While assuring that the state governments would spare no efforts towards releasing the state's target, he directed all local council chairmen to flag off the second round of the 2025 NIPDs program at any community other than their respective local government headquarters. That's very kind of him. He also urged the chairman to meet with the various traditional rulers, school proprietors, and religious leaders in their areas to sensitize them on the importance of immunization and why they must play active roles. Ekurodapo retreated his warning to parents, schools, and churches who withheld their children from immunization that the government is serious about enforcing its public health law and executive order on compulsory immunization. So please, don't resist if they should come to your door. He also said that we have taken our immunization coverage up to 98%, but we want to take it to 100% this time around. And that is why we have convened this meeting. Let me thank the WHO, UNICEF, NEPHCDA, the Ministry of Health, and all partners for the feat achieved so far. But there is still room for improvement in the state's coverage of health immunization. To achieve our target, we need to start early preparations. For that, funds would be released 2 weeks before the takeoff of the program on July 7th. Wonderful. We are also going to make an upward review of the logistics to reflect the present economic realities to the country. Furthermore, Detailed field reports from the exercise were presented by Dr. Marcus Oluwade of the WHO and the Director of Disease Control, Bayelsa State Primary Healthcare Board, Dr. Bana Bulo Orukari, revealing that the majority of the local government areas scored a high percentage in the recent immunization coverage. So, they commended the Deputy Governor for handling issues concerning health with utmost dispatch, but identified poor workload rationalization, data falsification, and lack of commitment on the part of some personnel as challenges facing routine immunization in the state. So please take note. If the shoe comes to your place, don't hesitate to concur to their instruction by taking the mandatory immunization needed for us. With this, listeners, we come to the end of today's program on your health, your wealth. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Diphtheria Digital Media, to get the latest on health news. Until next time I come your way, I am Nenyor Michael Enezine. Thanks for watching. You have a wonderful day ahead. Bye for now.